with liberty and justice for all.
Let us take a moment of silence for our men and women, servicemen and women serving overseas, especially over in the Gulf and in and around Syria. Okay, thank you. Okay, welcome to the special meeting of the Village Board, Monday, April 16th, now 7:02, for the record. Our next upcoming meeting will be May 3rd at 7 p.m. It's a revised date. That will be the workshop, May 3rd. The Village Board meeting will be held May 7th at 7 p.m. Okay, Miss Virginia.
Okay. In accordance with Village Law, Section 5-5081, I presented the tentative budget for the fiscal year ending May 31st, 2019 to the Village Board of Trustees at a special meeting of the Village Board held March the 27th, 2018 at 7 p.m. The tentative budget has been examined by the Office of the State Comptroller. I am presenting the report of said examination this evening, report number B18-6-4, issued April the 12th, 2018, to the Village Board of Trustees. A copy of report number B18-6-4 has also been filed in my office at 61 Washington Avenue, Suffern, New York, where it is available as a public record for inspection by all interested persons. Pursuant to Section 35 of the General Municipal Law, Village Board of the Village of Suffern may in its discretion prepare a written response to the report of examination and file any such response in my office as a public record for inspection by all interested persons not later than July 5th, 2018. This is one report.
Thank you, Virginia. Be careful. Here, I'll pass it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Very good.
Okay, at this time, I have a resolution. Find it. A resolution adopting the 2018-2019 budget for fiscal year ending May 31st, 2019. Village of Suffern, New York, resolution to adopt the 2018-2019 budgets for fiscal year ending May 31st, 2019. Whereas Section 5-508 of Village Law provides that the 2018-2019 budget for fiscal year ending May 31st, 2019 must be adopted on or before May 1st, 2018, and whereas the 2018-2019 tentative budget was prepared and transmitted by the village treasurer to the village board on March 20th, 2018. And whereas a public hearing on a tentative budget, the proposed 2018-2019 water rates and the proposed 2018-2019 sewer rates were held on April 9th, 2018. And whereas on April 9th, 2018, the village board adopted a resolution establishing the 2018-2019 water rates and a resolution adopting the 2018-19 sewer rents. And whereas on April 9th, 2018, the village board adopted a local law to override the 2018-2019 real property tax levy limit. And whereas members of the village board have proposed amendments to the tentative budget for the general fund, and whereas said proposed amendments will result in a real property tax levy that is below the real property tax limit. Now therefore be it resolved that the village board of the Village of Suffern does hereby adopt the following amendments to the tentative budget for the general fund, and same, together with the remaining portions of the tentative budget, shall constitute the 2018-2019 adopted budget for the Village of Suffern. As you can see, all the changes are attached. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt this budget.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Where's my agenda? Next, I have a resolution rescinding local law number 6 of 2018, adopted on April 9th, 2018, to override the 2018-2019 real property tax limit. Be it resolved, the Village Board of the Village of Suffern does hereby rescind local law 6 of 2018, adopted on April 9th, 2018, to override the 2018-19 real property tax levy limit. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
This means that we do not have to go over the tax levy, so that's an advantage to all the residents if there is a rebate by the state of New York, correct?
Correct, and we're under the tax levy limit by approximately $46,000. Is that correct, Mr. Janito?
That is correct, Mayor.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. And I did fail to say that the tax increase on this adopted budget will be 4.1%. Is that correct, Mr. Janito?
That is correct.
Thank you. Next resolution authorizing the village clerk to publish the notice of adoption of the 2018-2019 budget for the general fund, water fund, sewer fund, and debt service fund. Resolved that the village board authorize the village clerk to publish the notice of adoption of the 2018-2019 budget for the general fund, water fund, sewer fund, debt service fund, and to levy taxes as provided in the 2018-2019 budget. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Okay, next. Let's see, who is this? The attorney, Mr. Markunas.
Yes, good evening, Village Mayor and Village Board. This had been on the last Village Board meeting with respect to the village clerk issuing an administrative permit for outdoor tables and chairs and outdoor planters and containers. And it's only for 1 year, from April 15, 2018 to October 31st, 2018. You have a proposed resolution there, which I'll go over briefly, but you also have the actual permit that you'd be approving. I think everybody's had an opportunity to review that.
Yes.
I know that Amy worked very hard on that, as did the mayor. Just a couple of important notes. I know the board's intention is to make it, I don't want to say easy, but not a difficult process to get the permit. But by the same token, if it becomes a problem, that they can be revoked, and that if a person has an issue with that, they can come before the village board. Generally speaking, objects in the sidewalk are not permitted pursuant to section 235 of the code. This is permitting them under certain limited circumstances, which with some control that the village will have. And again, if there's an issue, it can be revoked. So it does provide an opportunity for restaurants and businesses to have these tables and chairs, and as the board's aware, perhaps enhance the dining experience in the village. But by the same token, keeping an eye on it to make sure that it's not overwhelming or a nuisance or a safety issue. So I have a proposed resolution and the permit. So if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
So this is a resolution that we're going to adopt for a 6-month period.
Right. It's for this. It would go from April 15th to
Right.
October 15th. I'm sorry, October 31st, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Again, depending upon the success of this, we would revisit it again next year.
Right, something to be monitored and, okay. Board, have any questions?
They'll all have to apply to do What we're talking about?
Right, they'll apply to village clerk, they'll provide a sketch plan of what they're proposing, provided they meet the requirements as set forth in the permit. The village clerk will issue it. Again, if there's an issue, it can be, the permit can be revoked if there's, a problem or if they're not adhering to the permit.
Thank you.
So just to be clear, that the permit process that was in place had expired, that was on a temporary basis, so we got into, I'm just letting the public know that we're really codifying it with a resolution and adopting these changes for everyone to come into compliance.
Right, it was a temporary, I might have been 10 years, more than 10 years ago,
Right.
I think. Just very limited. This is a little broader than that.
So the intention here is for the restaurants and the businesses downtown to be able to put out tables and chairs and put out a flower pot, all within the guidelines. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Next.
Another resolution.
Next, I have the resolution setting a public hearing Monday, June 4th at 2018 at 7:10 PM to amend the code of the Village of Suffern, Article 4, Section 266, Article 6, to add subsection F, waiver of requirements for live entertainment. Resolved, the Board of Trustees also authorizes holding a public hearing on June 4th, 2018 at 7:10 PM concerning amending Article 4, Section 266 by adding subsection F to Section 266-27, currently entitled Formal Application to Add Waiver of Requirement for Live Entertainment. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Just make sure you send a copy of the local law to the county and the
Right.
adjoining
There's-
municipalities.
Yeah, if you flip the page, there's a second set of, another resolution, where I'm asking the board at this time to declare its intention to serve as lead agency, authorize the circulation of the
I like that.
secret letter and the review for general municipal law 239 L and M to the county, as Dan's mentioning, so you just adopt that resolution as well.
Oh, here it is.
So Rama, after this meeting, then I'll send that out to the planning board for review, or will you?
Yeah, you can send it to plan, it's up to you, we can discuss it. If you want, between the two of us, we'll send it to county planning. And they do take it by email now, which is a lot easier, especially something like this, there's no maps, so.
So the county and county planning.
Right, county planning, the village planning board, and the county highway, they get it, but,
I think probably Ramapo, Montebello.
Yeah.
Remote.
Adjoining.
yeah, we could send it to adjoining.
He can't hear you, I don't think. Can't hear you.
I don't think DOT is, what's the state road?
And adjoining municipalities within 500 feet of the village.
Within 500 feet, okay. All right, good?
That's good.
Okay.
We're down to mayor.
We just need a motion on that set of resolutions.
Oh, I'm sorry, do I have a motion?
A motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Next, I have a resolution authorizing daily permit parking in community center parking lot on an as-needed basis.
Communities.
What did I say? Community center parking lot on an as-needed basis. Whereas pursuant to Article 5 of 254-29, the Code of Village of Suffern, parking permits are required to park in municipal parking areas. And whereas to increase the inventory of permit parking spaces in the central business district, the village board is desirous of using the community center parking lot for daily permit parking on an as-needed basis to improve accessibility of permit parking options. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. it's early.
Yeah, went too fast.
Okay, so we take a break. Okay, let's take a recess for approximately 15 minutes till 7:30. We'll reconvene for the public hearing. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, okay. Motion to open the meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye, motion passes. It's now 7:30. Have a motion to open the public hearing concerning the renewal of the franchise Cablevision of Rockland, Rampo LLC in the Village of Suffern. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All right, Mr. Kraushaar.
Okay. I have been dealing with this for quite some time. And I thought I had everything worked out. I wrote down exactly what I was told by both counsel for LT/Cablevision, as well as Mr. John Dullahan. And they sent me an agreement which includes 4 out of the 5 things that we had agreed to. One of the things that we agreed to is not within this, what we'll call side agreement. High-speed internet at the village. Instead, what they did was they said that we can use a $30,000 one-time grant for technology and telecommunication related needs, including but not limited to purchase of high-speed internet services. So the way they worded it, they actually took away something that, besides not including something, they took away the 30,000, saying that we have to apply it to technology, when originally it was just a $30,000 one-time grant to the village. I did reach out to Mr. Dullahan, who I was led to believe was going to be here tonight. I spoke to him. He called me back late this afternoon and left a message on my voicemail about possibly increasing the $30,000 to make up for not giving the high-speed internet. And that portion could be used for the high-speed internet, setting aside this 30 for presumably for use as the village sees fit, obviously for municipal purposes. They did agree to give an $11,000 PEG grant, which will be used to improve the equipment that we're staring at right now, and maybe the microphones and sound system in this auditorium. They have agreed to provide Wi-Fi at the ball field, or what is known in the vernacular as a hotspot.
Little League ball field.
Little League ball field, correct. So we could do one of two things. One, after the close of the public hearing, either not vote on the resolution, or number two, vote on the resolution but make clear that it's subject to and conditioned upon a resolution of either additional payment to subsidize the purchase of Wi-Fi at, high-speed Wi-Fi at this building, or that they actually provide the high-speed Wi-Fi at the building. They told me they haven't even given that, they've never given it, and they didn't even give it to the city of New York. That was the line today that I was told.
This isn't the city of New York. That would have been my response.
We haven't had one since
It's the Village of Suffern.
2014. Been after Paul.
But I wrote down everything that they were saying, so I have contemporaneous notes. But I'll leave it up to the board as to what they were
So
saying.
can we leave it open and not vote on the resolutions tonight until we have the public hearing, have the public
Yeah, you
input,
can continue
and then
it, yeah.
continue the public hearing? Or can,
You could continue it,
Okay.
yeah, because you actually bring up a good point. Whoever's going to speak on this should be able to speak. Whoever's interested in this should be able to know what the final terms are before the vote
yes, absolutely.
occurs.
Okay.
And in order to be part of the record, it would have to be part of the public hearing.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to speak?
You're going to continue it?
Most likely.
I'll wait till you tell me what's in it.
You have any other concerns, though? Like, that we, come on up and just, so we
I
know.
have concerns other than this 30,000 buy-off that they're trying to give you. How long would that pay for?
It's a one shot.
Yeah, but what are they going to charge you per year for the high speed? Is it
Here
going
in
to
the building.
$30 a month.
$30 a month per?
$230 per month.
Oh, for the
So how long is it
entire-
gonna last us? 7 years or something? 230, 23, 2,500?
And
All
that's
right,
assuming.
if it
10
lasts-
years?
If it lasts that long, I mean, it's worth the gamble, because how long is this contract going to be?
10 years.
Well, I would try to hold out for them to at least cover it for 10 years,
Right.
so that
Okay.
you can renegotiate. And it's just this building, none of the other buildings?
The other buildings, no,
We're getting internet access at the other buildings,
correct.
not high speed.
Not-
So what's
yeah,
in contention?
The access that you
here?
have now.
Yes,
Yeah, not the high speed.
right.
Well, you need it more here than anywhere, I agree with that. But I at least hold out for the 10 years.
We've been holding out for this renewal for 10 years.
I know, it's like 3 or 4 years, I know that.
2014?
It's 4 years.
That's when
I
That's
thought
when it
was 3.
expired.
That's when it expired.
Right.
The last time we had a contract.
I mean, I'd give it a shot for 10, you got nothing to lose.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna give it our best. Yeah.
Since you're on the renewal, did we ever renew that flagpole?
We're still working on that.
Because that's
Yeah. No, that's a whole nother,
that's a whole nother
that's a whole
fight.
nother issue.
All right.
Thank you. Looks like Mr. Simon's making his way to the microphone.
Can you please speak into the microphone? Thank you.
Yes, I can. I would urge the board, based on the history that I know of trying to get this deal done, to move the hearing forward, to not take a vote tonight, not until everything is in writing. Jim knows what it's like dealing with them. Kathy, you know what it's like dealing with them?
We never had this problem with cable issue. I think it's
Okay.
Altice.
No, no, even before it was Altice, this several years of back and forth of what do you want to do, how do you want to sign it, what do you want to do? We promise the world and deliver absolutely nothing. I wouldn't vote on anything until it's all locked in.
That's good advice.
On a related note, has there been any contact with Verizon?
No, and I have a good reason for it.
Would you share that reason? As I'm speaking right into the microphone.
Yes. I think it behooves everyone to say, or be able to say, we got this from the other company, what can you do?
It's a strategy.
I would agree with that strategy. I also know, again, from past history, that it's nearly impossible to get the right Verizon people on the phone to have that conversation, both here in the village and at the town level. I hope you have a better success rate than we had in the past. One last thing regarding this building. Did they give you any indication that their hesitance to engage specifically in this building had to do with the construction and the materials? Or was it just, we just don't do it?
Policy, we don't do it for anyone.
Okay, because it would seem to me, and I'm not an expert, but when they bring in the internet access, it's the same line, it's the same pipe. There is no different cable they're going to connect to the building for the different speeds. So it seems to me that they certainly could. And if they're trying to give you some other reason about why they can't, I would want to question that.
Well, as of last week, they had one position, and as of this week, they have a different position.
Which goes back to my,
Yeah.
please don't take a vote tonight until this thing is all locked in. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, so I'm going to table that resolution,
To the 7th,
and we're going to have a continuation of the public hearing, May 7th at 7:10.
May 7th at 7:10.
Okay.
I make a motion to table the resolution.
Have a second?
no, it's
Second.
not to table the resolution. It's to continue.
Continue the public hearing.
Continue the public
continue
hearing,
public
May
hearing.
7th at
May
7:10.
7th at 7:10.
So Joe,
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
All right, all in favor, aye, yeah. Motion to close,
Motion.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Oh,
Aye.
this must be
Aye,
Mr. Dullahan.
good. All in favor, aye. No, that's Ernie.
Oh, Ernie?
That's Ernie Bonacore. All right, that's it.